Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Laker Kenobi. And before we get started, guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Appreciate that very, very much. Yes, and I did not expect to go live, but I said, you know what, let me go live and everything. And of course, I got a lot of things I got to do today, especially this is the month of October. It is not just the month of playing horror games or watching horror movies. It is the month of Walktober. So yes, I am with a team. I did a short video yesterday on it. If you guys watched, I'm on a team right now doing the Walktober, and of course, I need to carry my phone with me at all times wherever I go, wherever I go. So I got to get my steps going, and of course, in the Walktober, it changed. Instead of you trying to get 10,000 steps, you got to get at least 9,000 to get the mid leaf, but to get the big prize leaf, you got to get 12,000 steps. So I'm gonna try my very best to get 12,000 steps a day. It won't be easy. So of course, during my days that I go to work, which is from Friday to Tuesday, I will have probably less videos because of course I'm doing the Walktober. So promise you guys that I will not try to disappoint you guys. I will do my best to update my videos and everything and all. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so let's get started. We got about 10 articles that I'm going to be talking about. So let me pull up how we're doing here. Let me get the chat pages up. Looking at the chats. Everything. I hope all is well. So anyways, let's get into these articles and get started. Here we go. Our first topic of the day is going to be about Star Wars. Star Wars rumor, Starfighter movie will be about Mara Jade, Luke Skywalker's son, and Rey. So, here's the thing. In the Star Wars in the books that have been canoned by Lucasfilm and Disney, Luke Skywalker had a son with Mara Jade, and he was named Ben Skywalker. But of course, in the sequel trilogy, Han Solo and Leia Organa, they had a child of their own, which was named Ben Solo. So it's like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna bring in Ben Skywalker? Doubtfully. I doubt they're gonna do that. However, in the movie Starfighter, we did read a rumor, synopsis, that the boy that Ryan Gosling's character is bringing is a child, a Force-sensitive child, and Amy Adams is the mother. Now, possibly she is a Jedi, so she could be Mara Jade. She could be Mara Jade, but what did they name their son? That's the question. Did they name him Ben Skywalker? Or Ren Skywalker? Ken Skywalker? Who knows? Who knows what they named the kid? Because, of course, Disney Lucasfilm ruined that book. Now, if you remember Heir to the Empire or Heir to the Force, the books got changed because now it's claimed that Grogu in the Mandalorian Grogu movie, Grogu is the heir of the Force, which is totally ridiculous. So I know very well that the Mandalorian Grogu movie is not gonna like this. It's gonna be their first movie in a long time. So will it do well in theaters? Yes, I believe it will do well in theaters, but will it please the fans? Doubt it. I doubt it'll please the fans, because when they go over there and see that movie how it is, they're gonna think it was a bad idea. Now, I'm looking forward more to the Star Wars Starfighter movie. I'm looking forward to that more than I'm looking forward to Mandalorian Grogu. But the way I'm reading it right now, if it is going to lead up to Rey's sequel trilogy, it's not a good idea. Not a good sign. So let's take a look at it. So, of course, we've been reading rumors. Now, Josh, Daniel Nerds, he did put up this Twitter article here So here we go right here. So here's what it says right here that what he has wrote. If I can get it on there. My mouse has been a little messed up lately. I apologize. Okay. Okay. I'm feeling a bit better, but honestly, I still can't believe this is happening. It's true that I've been hearing Rey is the centerpiece of the future of Star Wars content for years. But I also know not everyone over there thinks that's a good idea. It is shocking to me that the entire plot of Starfighter is basically a premiere to get the new Force-sensitive character to Rey. Like, that's too much, man. Ultimately, the reason I fake this is because it's not organic. Like, there's just zero chance Sean Levi was sitting around thinking of a movie that will lead to Rey. This is a movie of a corporation to try and pop up and fix the character they created. This is all but building a bridge from the sequels to more movies. Sean's movie could still be awesome, but Star Wars should be more than this. And I agree with him. I agree with him 100% because the Starfighter movie could still be good. It still can be good, but it's going to lead up to Rey. And look, The Force Awakens, I liked it how J.J. Abrams built up the characters. Finn, Poe, and Rey. I liked that. I liked how they build them up. But of course, when Rian Johnson took over The Last Jedi, it ruined all three characters. Rey, Finn, and Poe. But then of course, J.J. Abrams, after what happened to The Last Jedi, he saw that it was gone. It was ruined. There was nothing he could do. Because, of course, Snoke is dead. Snoke was the perfect villain. He was the perfect villain. Why kill him off in The Last Jedi? He was the perfect villain. You kill him off in The Last Jedi, then you make Kylo Ren into a crybaby and making him look like a fool. You made Luke Skywalker look like a nobody who didn't even care for the world. You made Rey a nobody. You made it Poe and Finn helpless. And you're making Princess Leia almighty and powerful. God, man. You made even Luke Skywalker look bad by drinking breast milk from an alien mother. Oh, man. It's like I said, dude. I mean, I liked Sean Levi's work on Deadpool Wolverine, dude. When I heard he was going to be in this, bro, I knew then that it will probably be good. But of course, after what happened with, of course, now that what we're hearing about what's going on with this and what it's going to lead to, bro, I don't think it's going to work. Come on. I don't think it's going to work, man. So, we have background on Mara Jade and Ben Skywalker, so let's read a little bit about it so that you guys understand what has happened here. For fans newer to the saga, Mara Jade is one of the most iconic characters to emerge from the Star Wars expanded universe. Initially loyal to the Emperor Palpatine and his personal assassin, she ultimately renounced the dark side, joined the Jedi, and fell in love with Luke Skywalker. The two married and had a son, Ben Skywalker. Ben became a powerful Jedi Knight in his own right, playing key roles in the New Jedi Order and Legacy of the Force book series. His existence, along with Mara Jade's prominence, was erased when Disney wiped the EU from canon in 2014. Yet the characters have remained beloved and often requested by longtime fans. I mean, it's like this. Why take away that, man? I mean, Mara Jade, I played Mara Jade when she was in one of the versus mode fighting games in Star Wars. And she's great. But the problem is, bro, Why take away that, man? It's wrong for them to do that, man. It's wrong for them to take away all these characters that were created in these books that I have behind me. You know? And now they changed so much. Star Wars is a bit of a mess right now. Star Wars is a bit of a mess. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this Skywalker movie. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with this Starfighter movie, man, and I'm a bit worried. There's more to this article if you guys want to read it. I have it linked in my description on my video below, so you guys can watch this and see it. But another one of Star Wars that we're going to talk about is this right here. James Mangold's Star Wars movie in doubt as director signs overall film deal with Paramount. So the deal with this is like this. You got directors that want to try to make money. You want them to try to make money. That's fine. Very good. But here's the problem. If you're already in a project that you're supposed to be working on, you should stay on that project. Stay on that project and finish that project. Then you go to a next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. But it's like these directors, they think they can do it all at once. You can't. I mean, and right now for this Star Wars movie, The Dawn of the Jedi, it's a mess. Look, like I said, dude, I am old school Star Wars fan. And for Disney-wise, I will respect Dave Filoni's Clone Wars, Dave Filoni's Rebels. And I liked The Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2. But after what happened with the Book of Boba Fett and so forth, it went to crap. It went to total ruin, bro. And I hate it. I hate it. I'm sorry. It's the truth. You know? So I was there in 2023, but I did not even go to their auditorium because my task was to go after these actors. As you can see behind my wall, and if you were to see behind my screen, I have plenty more actors that I went after. And these are photos that I went when I went to Heroes Villains Fan Fest, MegaCon, SpaceCon. I think that was it, right? And that's it. That's it. However, I am just going to think this. I am thinking about going to San Diego Comic-Con. I'm thinking about it. But depending on how much it's going to cost, who knows? It may cost me more money. It may cost me less money. But like I said, dude, I'm still thinking about it. And we'll see. But let's take a read at this article a bit, and I'll show you we'll see what's going on here. So James Mangold has just inked a major deal with Paramount Pictures to develop, direct, and produce feature films for the studio. It's a career win for Mangold, but the news comes with ripple effects, particularly for Lucasfilm. The director was announced last year as the creative force behind Dawn of the Jedi, a Star Wars project that was supposedly set to explore the origins of the Force. Excuse me a minute, let me drink some water. There, it's more like it. Let me see what we got. News talk wise. All right. So, let me tell you his record, what's been going on with James Mangold and Star Wars. We know already that he did the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, and it was a total flop. It was a total flop. I was so happy I did not go see this in theaters. I was so happy I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it when I streamed it. I watched it, and it was terrible. I don't know how anybody liked this movie. I really don't. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was a good ending. It was a good ending. Even The Last Crusade was a good ending. But the problem is, bro, Harrison Ford was way too old. you know. And then you had Phoebe Waller-Bridger trying to take over his mantle in the movie. The de-aging did not work because Harrison Ford's voice, he was sounding too old. They should have had a younger actor to voice Indiana Jones. To voice his younger version of Indiana Jones, and then we would have the old version. But I just don't understand I don't know why Harrison Ford insisted on not doing that, bro. Because I will say this, when he passes away, they're not going to care. They're going to go like this. Let's hire another actor to play Indiana Jones. And I'm sure that's what they're going to do. I'm sure of it. There has been talk that there is going to be another Indiana Jones movie, but the only question is who would play him. My vote, I believe, would be Glen Powell. I think Glen Powell has what it takes to play Indiana Jones. That's my opinion. But let's read more on this. For many years, Dial of Destiny cemented just how shaky Lucasfilm's judgment had become under Kathleen Kennedy. Entrusting Mangold with another massive project, this time the origins of the Jedi Order itself was already questionable. His new Paramount commitment only makes it look even less likely. So, if you remember, Patty Jenkins, she was supposed to be doing Rogue Squadron, was just fighter pilots going against the Empire or whoever, flying around in spaceship. Like Top Gun. Why can't we get that? Why can't we just get that? That would be great. But that project went down the door. Then, of course, Taika Waititi's so-called sequel trilogy, that didn't happen. That's out the door. Rian Johnson's trilogy, that went out the door. So what is she doing? But right now, there's talk that she is getting ready to leave and that Dave Filoni is going to take over. But the way that Dave Filoni performed in Ahsoka series, I did not like it one bit. I mean, you changed Ahsoka's characters. Why change Rey? I mean, no, not Rey. Sabine. Why change Sabine? Why change her? She's a Mandalorian. She's not meant to be a Jedi. And then, of course, the fight choreography was too slow, man. I'm sorry. And I don't want to be hearing, but Ahsoka's supposed to be old. It doesn't matter. I'm sure you could have... Look, to me, in The Mandalorian, Rosario Dawson did a good job in The Mandalorian. I liked her performance better than I liked it in Ahsoka. Seriously. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's like I said, dude, it's not impressed me right now. The Disney Star Wars has not impressed me a lot. It's not impressed me a lot lately. I mean, I've got out of Disney Plus for a while, but I've only been going back in there because of reviewing certain shows. Like next year, I'm going to review The Punisher Special Edition and Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I am going to review those. I'm hoping they're going to do better. I hope they do good in Marvel. But as for Star Wars, I don't know, man. To me, this looks like it's going to be a total wreck. Now, here's what we got in the Paramount deal right here. According to Hollywood Reporter, Mangold's new deal puts at least 2 high-level projects at other companies in question. His Star Wars films for Lucasfilm has his planned Swamp Thing movie for the DC Studios. So he's not just doing Star Wars, he's doing also a DC project. So with Paramount now in there, what's he going to do? It's a mix-up, man. I tell you, man, sometimes these directors, they don't know what they do, bro. Mangold was developing the Star Wars movie Dawn of the Jedi for Lucasfilm, which was to have explored the origins of the Force, and he was developing a horror feature DC Studios centered to the character Swamp Thing. That enough alone is enough to raise eyebrows. Lucasfilm has a history of letting directors drift away while refusing to admit the projects are dead. The fact that major industry trades are already referencing Mangold's Star Wars work in the past tense feels like a canary in the coal mine. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I really don't like what they're doing with Star Wars. I don't like what they're doing. And James Mangold, if he did take the deal with Paramount, he did it for a good reason. I believe he did it for a good reason. You guys let me know what you guys think. You guys let me know what you think. So, let's get to the next article if we could. All right. Let me check out what the Geeks and Gamers Day is going to talk about today. So let's see. Let's take a look. They have it on there. I'm thinking. No, they don't. Not yet. A little late as always. It shouldn't be this late. All right. So now we got another movie that we're going to be talking about. Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn promises a less comic booky movie. So, James Gunn is finished the script for Man of Tomorrow. So, if you guys remember that James Gunn announced certain projects that he was going to put in, The Authority, Waller, Booster Gold, all these other characters that we really didn't care about and everything. But after the performance of Superman, that in the movie Superman, there was a lot of mixed reviews. There was a lot of dividing between the fans, a lot of divisive. And like I said, dude, it was, to me, I watched the movie twice. I've read the articles, what was going on with it. I've seen the clips and I've read rumors. I went into this hoping that it wasn't the case, and all that was true. James Gunn, he made this movie political. Now, I read and I know that Superman's comic books normally have political stuff in there, because Superman fights for truth, justice, and the American way, which in his case, he changed it from American way to the human way. I mean, and they made Superman into an immigrant, an illegal immigrant. He was a refugee that escaped from a dying planet. You know? I mean, so you're telling me that Superman came from another country, another world, that makes him an illegal. You can say that, fine if you want. But to me, why put politics in this, bro? Why put politics? I mean, if you guys think about it, Superman, when he first announced himself, everybody's thinking, wait a minute, but this guy's an alien. They never called him an immigrant. They never called him an illegal immigrant during those times of the comic books. But of course now, in future comic books now that we have, of course they're calling him an illegal immigrant right now, instead of a refugee who came from a dying planet. And the movie had also him fighting against social media and politics. Yeah, sure, he fought a couple of villains. He fought Ultraman, who we thought hopefully was a villain from an alternate universe, but it was, a matter of fact, it was a clone of Superman. And then you had this woman, the engineer, who he fought, and that's it. I'd rather had Superman fight against Metallo, Toyman, Mongol, you name it. There were other villains that Superman could have fought. But no, we got these characters. Now the acting was perfect. I loved the acting. The acting was great. But the story, I did not like the story. I'm sorry. The story wasn't perfect. You know? And that's my opinion, and that's always going to be my opinion, whether you like it or not. You know? So let's read a bit of what James Gunn is up to here. Even though James Gunn's follow-up to this year's Superman won't fly into theaters until 2027, the writer-director is already drawing comparisons between the two films in his appearance on the Ringerverse podcast, as he said that Superman is more comic booky in some ways than the Superman-Lex Luthor duality he wants to explore in the next movie. So, the Man of Tomorrow is not really... He's saying that the Man of Tomorrow is not going to be two things. It's not a sequel to Superman, and it's going to be less comic booky. So in other words, he's probably going to make it maybe it could be another political thing. You know, I'm just tired, man. I really don't like them putting politics in movies. Now, again, I know the fans are going to be... I know that people are going to be saying and reading and putting comments like, dude, Superman is a political comic book, man. Not always. It's not always political. Because Superman, he has fought villains. He's fought other villains that had nothing to do with politics. If you would put that in there, I mean, think about Christopher Reeve's Superman. Or Brandon Roth's Superman even. Those were not political. Because they focused on his adventures and all that. That's what they focused on. They didn't focus on politics. So like I said, dude. And then these critics right here. While with many critics, the overall tone of Superman saying it feels like a DC Silver Age comic come to life. Finally, we have a Superman movie that conveys to the viewer why these archetypes have endured for nearly a century. Gunn seems ready to single-handedly take the DC universe in a different direction. Oh yeah, he's taking a different direction, all right. So, Supergirl's movie that's coming out next year, they had it originally titled Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. They took the Woman of Tomorrow away and titled it Supergirl. And then, of course, the following year is going to be Man of Tomorrow. So all those projects that James Gunn said that he was going to try to do during that time period, it's not going to happen yet. Now, we do have a Lantern series coming out next year. A Lantern series is coming out next year, so I do hope it's going to be good. Now, Peacemaker, the series, I've been watching it, and so far I'm not liking it, but James Gunn said that the Peacemaker Season 2 is going to be a prequel to Man of Tomorrow. Now, Episode 6, so far, we saw that Nicholas Holtz Luthor was in the show, and he's working with Rick Flag to find that dimensional device to take down Peacemaker. So, like I said, dude, I don't like the show how it is, man. I mean, there was parts that they did not have was not necessary, bro. But then, of course, what really messed up the show was that John Cena's character, Chris, he went into a parallel universe that was a world that the Nazis won World War II. Now, and I said this before, we've had this happen before in the CW's Arrowverse series that had a 3-part movie. It was called Crisis on Earth X. Now, the Crisis on Earth X, they focused more on people wearing on the Nazis' army. While in this world that Chris was in there, he saw that the world was looking perfect, it looked great and all that. But I've noticed in season 3, in episode 3, there was no single black person in the show. So I was like this, oh darn, this is gonna be a racist world. Racist world. Because of course in episode 6, when Keith's brother was driving down to his home, he noticed a lady, I think what her name was, a black woman she was walking down the neighborhood just to have some thinking and everything process. And she noticed that a lot of people, white people, were looking at her like, what? Are you serious? And then of course Keith turned around and it's like beeping the horn. Guys, we got a black person here. Black person. And they all started to chase her. And she was like this, holy crap. And she ran, dude. So tomorrow is the next episode 7, which is close to the season finale. We don't know where that's going to lead us. We don't know where that's going to lead. So right now, it's going to be a major problem right now. It's going to be a major problem in this show. A major problem. So, oh my God. Now, like I said, he's promised that he's going to make things better, man. Now, for Batman, I'm going to say this. For Batman, he's really not focusing on looking for Batman right now because he announced it that Batman may not be coming out yet until close to 2030. So the question is, bro, when are they going to get him? Who is going to be this actor that's going to play Batman? By the time they find this actor they want, he's going to be way too old to do the job, bro. So, I mean, all these projects are getting messed up right now. So let's get into this next one right now. Electronic Arts reportedly panicking over Saudi-backed takeover. It's going to get worse. So let me see what's going on. And see what we got here. Okay, they're probably talking about... Okay, I see them. They're getting ready to go live. They're a little late, but... Let me just put a like on their channel, on their video. There it is. Just put a like on their video for right now. All right. So, you guys know that Saudi Arabia and Electronic Arts, they have been given a $55 billion deal. And to Electronic Arts, that like good news, that's more money for us. But not exactly what EA was hoping for, because here's the problem. Saudi Arabia despises all that woke political nonsense in there. They don't want nothing to do with it. They don't want nothing to do with gay men, lesbians. They don't want no DEI nonsense into in these projects. So it is not looking good for EA right now because, of course, that's what EA has been doing right nowadays. EA Sports has been doing, EA Games has been doing that nowadays, bro, and a lot of the EA projects have been going down the toilet. So, of course, EA was reportedly carrying a $20 billion in debt financing as part of their transaction. So, they owe Saudi Arabia $20 billion. $20 billion. And they got to come up with a good project. Now, of course, like I said, they have been having issues with these games that they have, because EA announced that's what they want to do. They want to focus on that. They want to focus on all that nonsense. But ever since that happened, a lot of their projects have been failing. I mean, you got Alan Wake 2 that did not do well in gaming. And then you have now Dragon Age Veilguard that has not been doing well. So Wilson's message to the staff, he addressed this message and he said this. This moment is a recognition of your creativity, your innovation, and your passion. Everything we have achieved and everything that lies ahead is because of you. Wilson also reassured workers that our values and our commitment to players and fans around the world remain unchanged. Not really. Not really. One worker didn't hold back. Andrew Wilson basically said, fuck you to all women and LGBTQ employees at EA with this deal. This was, of course, a remark on Saudi Arabia's history of strict gender segregation, limited freedoms for women, and harsh punishments for same-sex relationships. A record that stands in stark contrast to the progressive image EA has cultivated over the years. Yeah. Dragon Age Veilguard, it failed miserably. Miserably in selling the game. And another was blunt on the toll of morale. It just shows how many people have been collaborated this past year for executives to make out rich, they said. Nothing feels great, and we know when the deal closes. It's going to get worse before it gets better. It's better is even impossible. I mean, look what happened to EA, Electronic Arts. They have been divided. They have lost jobs. They've been transferred to other gaming positions, and it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good at all for Electronic Arts, you know. And look, Disney made a deal also with Saudi Arabia, I believe, that they're making a theme park in their own area, and I forgot what that place is called. I hope the chat can remind me what that place is. And they they don't tolerate all that nonsense, man. So both Disney and Electronic Arts, they should have known what they were doing. They should be careful what they're doing, man, because Saudi Arabia, all they're trying to do is make money. But if they see all that nonsense, bro, they're going to tell them, hey, you guys are out the door. I don't want none of this shit. I don't want none of this crap in my business. That's it. That's it. So, I mean, that's not a good idea. Be sure to read this article, guys. I have it on the link in my description below so you guys can read over it, man. So, yeah, it's going to get bad. It's going to get worse before it gets better. So, I mean, like I said, dude. Hey, Leah. Hope you're doing okay. Thank you, Fujon. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Okay, Juggiff, I appreciate your offers, guys. Thank you. So let's get on to the next article, if we could. Universal quickly settles Stardust Racer's injury lawsuit. Roller coaster remains closed. So if you guys remember, we had a fatal incident that happened in the Epic Universe. The Stardust ride. I rode the Stardust ride twice when I first arrived there at Epic Universe, and to me, it was great. I had a great experience and everything. I've showed you guys around what they have. I've done videos. I've done short videos on it to show you what I've experienced. And let me say this, bro. I'm still trying to figure out what happened in that ride. I'm still trying to figure it out because there were reports that the guy, his name is, let me remember the name. Let me go down to the name of the guy that passed away. Rodriguez Zalvalars. He is a crippled guy who had a spine injury, and he's gone to roller coaster rides many of times. Nothing's ever happened to him, bro. So of course, when the Epic Universe opened and he went onto the Stardust ride, there were precautions all around the place. If you have any certain injuries, if you have any health issues, you shouldn't be going on this ride. Period. So, of course, he has explained it to the staff members that he's rode in roller coaster rides many of times. She'll be fine. And of course, the family supported that. But apparently, when he got on the ride, and when he was riding on it, he came back down and he died. Because he suffered blunt injuries in his head with a metal piece. So, I'm trying to understand how. Was it inside the headrest of the ride that might have popped up and no staff member didn't see a metal piece popping up? That I'm just trying to understand it. I really am trying to understand this. I really am. And it's shocking, dude. It's shocking. So let's take a read at this article and see what we've gotten so far. I'm going to read this. In the wake of the tragic incident on Stardust Racers coaster at Epic Universe that claimed the life of Kevin Rodriguez-Zavala on September 17th, another lawsuit tied to the attraction has already been resolved. Sandy Streets alleged she was permanently injured while riding Stardust Racers months earlier, suffering head and neck trauma during the April preview event. Streets, who attended Epic Universe as a business guest, rode Stardust Racers on April 30th, just weeks before the park officially opened. Following Rodriguez-Zavala's death, she filed a negligence lawsuit on September 24th, seeking damage of between $50,000 to $75,000. Settlement from Universal came quickly. Just days after filing, Streets reached a settlement with Universal Orlando. The company has not disclosed why it chose to settle or the terms of the agreement, but the claims she raised were significant. Key details of the lawsuit and settlement included the incident. Streets claimed that while riding Stardust Racers, her head shocked violently and slammed into her headrest, resulting in severe headaches and ongoing neck pain. Her attorneys argued that the ride's lap-only restraints, which left riders' heads and necks, torsos unsupported, were extremely dangerous. Medical treatment. She sought hospitalization and medical care for persistent pain following the incident, ultimately leading to the Stardust Racers lawsuit. So, I'm trying to understand this. Yes, of course, you have the bar that hits down to your hips area. And then the headrest thing, of course, I believe it has a cushion and the things like right here. And of course, you're going to move side to side. Now, me, when I rode on the ride, I didn't slam my head to the head thing, But I tried to hold on and everything, and I was just having my arms up like this and everything, while the arm bar was still right around me. So I don't know. I really don't know what happened there. I don't know if they couldn't hold on to their balance or what. I really don't understand it. So legally, the filed on September 24th, Streets sought damage between $50,000 to $75,000. Prompt settlement within days of filing. A settlement was reached and the case dismissed. Context of the other incidents. The settlement just came a week after Rodriguez-Zavala's death on the same coaster, as an event that prompted his family to retain attorney Ben Crump on a separate case. So meanwhile, this investigation is ongoing. The coast remains closed indefinitely as representatives from Florida state authorities, Universal Orlando, and Mack Rides conduct a full review. Salvador, 32 of age, was a lifelong theme park enthusiast, confined to a wheelchair due to a spinal cord atrophy. Despite his disability, he had extensive experience with thrill rides and had never previously experienced medical issues while riding. His family, represented by Benjamin Crump, is demanding answers to why Stardust Racers proved fatal. At this point, no lawsuit has been filed, but a full Stardust Racers investigation has been requested. So, this ride has remained closed. They are still trying to figure out what happened. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what happened. Really, I am still trying to figure that out. Because, I mean, it's sad. It is very sad that this person died, bro. And for Streets, I feel sorry that she got injured. I feel sorry for that. But I'm sure what they're going to do is, in the future, I think what they're going to do is, not only you're going to sit on a cushion here, I'm sure they're going to put a cushion right this close. So in that way, if you tend to hit side to side, you've got the cushion there. But I don't know, man. Because this can't be closed forever, man. This cannot remain closed forever. God, bro. Just when it's doing good, bro. Just when it was doing that good. And this happened, bro. So, of course, when I arrive over there on the 23rd, it's not going to look pretty, bro. And I feel sorry for these people, man. I really do. So, yeah, I mean, it's very fatal for what has happened, bro. Now we got this. Some people are still talking about Jimmy Kimmel being back on the air, man, after everything that has happened, especially what has been happening after Charlie Kirk. Now, you guys remember Jimmy Kimmel. He's a comedian, which to me he's not. He's full of crap. You know, his show has been tanking for a very, very long time. I don't need to show you the chart because I've already seen the chart. You've already seen the chart many times. And President Trump has been telling ABC that, look, you guys need to cancel this guy. His show is obviously not funny. All he's been doing is putting politics, making fun of politics. But he has his freedom of speech. He's got his freedom of speech, but he cannot control the consequences of what will happen if he throws that out there like that. I mean, take a look what happened to Gina Carano with Tucker Carlson. Look what happened with Roseanne Barr. Look what happened with Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart. Look what happened with them. Look what happened with their freedom of speech. That's what I'm saying, you know. For them to keep Jimmy Kimmel is just outrageous. So Billy O'Reilly, he's talking about his new News Nation. He's talking about we're going to see this video. This is my first time watching this video, so we're going to react to this video together and see what you guys think. All right. Let me just put a little more up there. All right. Here we go.
There's an article in the Wall Street Journal today about Kimmel. And I said this last week on News Nation, that this Kimmel suspension and then reinsertment into the ABC lineup wasn't what the press was reporting. It had nothing to do with freedom of speech at all. And the Journal today lays out what I said last week, is that the talent agencies in Los Angeles, all left-wing, 100%, threatened Disney and Bob Iger and said, if you don't put Kimmel back on the air, a lot of our clients not going to do business with you. That means you're not going to get actors and producers and writers and directors. Take it to another studio. Iger surrendered on the spot. And then Kimmel went back. Now, think about that. Think about the power that the left in Hollywood has to bring a company like Disney to its knees.
Exactly. I mean, former Disney owner, he threatened Bob Iger and ABC to do this. And you have other actors like Mark Ruffalo and Tatiana Delaney. I forgot that actress's name that played She-Hulk. I forgot her. They told people outside of it that, hey, unsubscribe to Disney Plus. Don't watch their movies. Don't watch their shows. Now, isn't Mark Ruffalo and Tatiana, didn't they work for Disney and Marvel, and didn't they have their own movies and shows in Disney Plus? No. And they're complaining, man, that this is about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Dude, you got the freedom of speech. It's just that the reason why they pulled him off the air because his show sucked. And not only that, bro, what Jimmy Kimmel did, he lied. He lied to the people. He lied. And he has not one time made apologize. He did not apologize to Erica. He did not apologize to MAGA or the Trump supporters. He did not even apologize to Donald Trump. And you still got him on the air, man. And right now, his show is tanked already. His show, after they brought him back, his show was rising up to its charts. But then after that, his show tanked. I mean, like I said, who the hell is watching his show, man? Who's watching it? That goes to show you, man, that Disney and ABC, bro, doesn't know what they're doing. And I know sooner or later, man, his show's not gonna go on long, bro. It's not gonna go on for long. It won't. Because if it does, man, ABC and Disney are gonna lose money for this, man. They're gonna lose money. So it'll be a matter of time until they lose. So we'll see. So let's get on to the next topics. So I got like almost 30 minutes to go. So here we go. We're gonna get these articles. We're gonna get onto these articles right now in the moment. So I appreciate you guys. If those of you that are not there to watch, I recommend you guys to please watch this. I would appreciate that very, very much if you could, man. It'd be fun. It'd be great if you guys could. So here we go with this. Do I have it already on the? Yep, I got it already. SAG-AFTRA claims creation of AI actress Tilly Norwood. It has no life experience to draw from. Okay, so there was an article long ago that AI was going to be presented into Hollywood. That AI was going to take over on writing the scripts of movies. And now it looks like AI is taking over being actors. And SAG-AFTRA is not liking the idea of this. And look, it's a new technology. Yes, it's a new technology. But sometimes using AI is dangerous, bro. Because we've seen it. I mean, I'm sure all of you have witnessed what AI can do nowadays. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw it in the Tuesday Night Main Event in when they made fun of that guy that was talking about Donald Trump and everything, and Chuck Schumer with all the sombreros and everything, which was funny as hell. But it's like I said, dude, with everything that's going on right now, I don't think it's going to last. I don't think it's going to last long with all this. So let's keep looking at this. So here we go. Though some have questioned the validity of her statement, the creators of AI actors Tilly Norwood, Eileen Van, and Der Velden, claiming that the talent agents were already interested in signing her digital character, has been met with a lot of backlash. A number of well-known Hollywood actors such as Melissa Barrera, Kiersey Clemens, Mara Wilson, and Ralph Ineson were quick to share their disdain for this announcement, which prompted the following response from Van der Velden. To those who have expressed anger over the creation of my AI character, Tilly Norwood, she is not a replacement for the human being, but a creative work, a piece of art. Like many forms of art before her, she sparks conversation, and that in itself shows the power of creativity. I see AI not as a replacement for people, but as a new tool for a new paintbrush, just as animation puppetry or CGI opened fresh possibilities without taking away from live acting. AI offers another way to imagine and build stories. I'm an actor myself and nothing, certainly not an AI character, can take away the craft or joy of human performance. The Acting Guild released the following statement condemning Norwood's creation and refusing to acknowledge her as an actor. To be clear, Tilly Norwood is not an actor. It's a character generated by a computer program that was trained on the work of countless professional performers. Without permission or compensation, it has no life experience to draw from, no emotion, and from what we've seen, audiences aren't interested in watching computer-generated content untethered from the human experience. It doesn't solve any problem. Excuse me a minute. It creates the problem of using stolen performances to put actors out of work, jeopardizing performer livelihoods and devaluing human artistry. Signatory producers should be aware that they may not use synthetic performers without complying with our contractual obligations, which require notice and bargaining whatever a synthetic performer is going to be used. Now, it's tough, it's rough, because you got to think this. Peter Cushing, he surprised his role in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, but he was played by another actor. He was played by another actor as when you oh dude oh god, I'm in deep trouble, man. I forgot the character's name. I'm so done for. I mean, I gotta look it up. Jesus God, I cannot believe the actor's name. I forgot the actor's name. I forgot the character's name. Tarkin. He played Tarkin. Jesus God, I can't believe I forgot that actor's name, that character's name. God, I'm so bad. All right, so another actor, he CGI'd his facial, and he played General Tarkin, Admiral Tarkin, and I had no problem with it. It was pretty cool. And then another actress, who I believe was was Carrie Fisher's daughter, she portrayed herself as Princess Leia with a bit of AI CGI in there. So, I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility that something like this could happen. Now, this is Tilly Norwood creating her own profile and everything. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is going to work. A lot of people will have mixed opinions on this and everything. You guys let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this article? What do you guys think of this? And I will have this in the description in my video below. And you'll see it. You'll find it and you'll see it. Now we're going to talk about this He-Man news. Here we go. Nicholas Galitzine wields He-Man's power sword in new Master Universe behind the scenes video. So I already read to you guys the description of the trailer of what it looks like. And I've gotten some good views. Thank you very much, by the way, for watching my video. But it has promise. I will say this. It does have promise. Despite the race swap and the so-called gender swapping of Roboto, despite all that, it has promise. It has promise. So, and of course, in the description of the trailer, you see He-Man raising his sword. I have the power. So we're going to be seeing his transformation. I'm waiting for a trailer to come out so I can see it for myself. So it's going to be short, this article. Here's Nicholas portraying the role as He-Man. And right here, you see him having the power sword. Yeah, good, you could see it. But I'm going to show you the video, so here we go.
And 3, 2, 1, action!
So he did a real good front kick. I'll give him that. Let's watch it again one more time.
And 3, 2, 1, action!
His sword's pretty big.
And 3, 2, 1,
Pause
action!
it right. Wait. Oh, I didn't get it right there. I had it right there. So let's see it. Right. A little more. Wait. Right there. Now his power sword looks pretty big. It looks pretty big and everything. So it's got some weight. It will have some weight on it. But his front kick's pretty good. And he got him pretty good, bro. He really got him. But I mean, at least he was good enough to check on him. At least he was very good enough to check on him, though. So, like I said, dude, it's got promise. This He-Man movie has got very good promise. I do hope it does perform. Now, like I said, and I said it before, and I did talk to Drunk Creeper about this when I visited and went out with him and everything. He's very nice and awesome, by the way. And I told him, look, despite the race swapping and all this, we got to give it the benefit of the doubt, bro. We got to give this the benefit of the doubt and see how it performs. Because look, I saw How to Train a Dragon in real life. Despite Nicole Parker playing Astrid, which a lot of people got upset that they should have found a Norwegian actress, which, understandable. I understand that. But it was good. I liked it. I liked it, the movie. It was perfect. There is going to be a sequel of the real life, however. So, I'm looking forward to it. So, we'll see. We shall see how this is going to perform. So, let's get on to the next one. The next one is going to be about Daredevil. The Daredevil Born Again. And Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, they have made some comments about the show, about how Kingpin is portrayed, especially them trying to push it like if it looked like this was Donald Trump. And I'm going to say this, bro. I'm tired of these actors comparing Kingpin to Donald Trump, dude. Come on, dude. If that was the case, bro, we would have been in Law and Order right now, bro. We would have been on the brink of shutdown. And it did happen on 2020. It did happen because Trump did not understand the virus. He did not understand how it worked. But he did eventually, in the end, he let people go outdoors, be careful wearing a mask and all this, which I was not comfortable wearing a mask. Because even though if you're wearing a mask, sometimes wearing a mask and you're breathing on it too much, you're breathing hot and cold air, and it's not good for this. It's not good for the brain. You breathe in, you get the cold air. You breathe out, you blow out the hot air, bro. You can't breathe in cold and hot air at the same time. And that vaccine thing, bro, I don't like putting that vaccine. I had to take it because of my job, which I suck and hate, by the way. But it's as long as you have a good immune system, you're going to be fine. And that's what you have to do. You got to make sure you have a strong immune system to fight this. But anyways, let's go with this. So Charlie Cox, he made a comment from Vincent D'Onofrio's when asked about any real life parallels. So this is the problem, bro. You got to stop falling for these things. They got to stop falling for, look, I don't want to talk about this show. I don't want to talk about nothing to do with real life stuff. Okay? I don't. Because that's what they shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't be trying to compare this to Donald Trump. So here's what Charlie had to say. I think it's really, really important at this point to say that those similarities, if people see them, are purely consequential. That really is the case. If you think about it, Vincent D'Onofrio built that character in 2014. If you just said the name of the president and the word president, you have been laughed at. I mean, look, I like Vincent's portrayal as Kingpin. He's doing a great job at it, bro. I like his performance. But when I saw season 1 of this and the way they're trying to treat it, they're trying to, Hollywood medias and all these actors, they're trying to compare him as Donald Trump, and it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. And a bit of the show, they are trying to make it comparable to Donald Trump, and it's dumb. It really is that dumb. Now, Bullseye actor Wilson Bethel was also on hand to say, Season 1, Born Again, was written before our current president was president. So, I mean, look, what the show clearly explores in some really profound, interesting ways are what can happen if too much power gets in the wrong hands. Now, look, I get it. You got your freedom of speech. But still, man, you are trying to promote a show. Don't try to compare it, man. Don't try to answer these questions that these Hollywood media reporters are trying to push you to answer, bro. It's not wise. It's not wise to do that, bro. You can look into that how you will. Certainly, there's been plenty of examples of that throughout history, but we may or may not be in one. That's one thing. True, you cannot be in one. You have to move on. Cox chimed to say, every time you have a scene with Frank Castle, in the 10 years we've been doing it, every time there's a scene, someone's going to say, it doesn't feel like it's a scary good time to be shooting a hero who's got a gun. You know what I mean. The Punisher, in his case, he takes down corruption. He takes down corruption. Now, he sees that Kingpin is corrupted. Now, I'm sure that a lot of us are not going to see Kingpin as being like the president as our president right now. He's not like that, bro. Kingpin is Kingpin. You know how Kingpin is in the comic books and in that. He uses it. He's a crime boss. He tries to make it feel that it's a good thing, but it's not. So, I mean, all these actors, though, they're doing is they're trying to make it a good show. To me, I see what they're trying to lead it to. I see what this show is going at, bro. And that's why I'm giving it a chance, bro. I'm giving this show a chance. But I know a lot of people are thinking that they're trying to put too much of Donald Trump in there, bro. And it's kind of dumb, bro. It's kind of ridiculous of what they're doing right now. But like I said, I liked more of Daredevil's Netflix better than I like this one. But I am going to give this a chance. I will still give it a chance. So, in the Devil's Reign comic book, Fisk is eventually defeated and removed from political office. However, that only comes after he considered mounting a run for U.S. president A story that D'Onofrio previously said we aren't likely to see in the MCU. I don't think so. I don't really think of him as a political person. I think of him as a corrupt person. I guess that could happen. I doubt seriously that he'll take the pet path. I guess you're saying that because of what's going on in real life. And we're not attacking the show to anything that's going on in real life. So I don't think that path is going to be taken. So like I said, dude, I mean, all these actors are trying to do is they're trying not to compare this to Trump. They're not. But the way they read it, the way they're saying it is like they're trying to compare a little bit, but they really are not trying to put it as Trump. Right now I'm a little over the hour, so, but it won't matter. But like I said, dude, I mean, I am doing my best here to do what I want to do, and I enjoy it. So we're going to have our last article here, and this is Jeremy Irons joins Highlander reboot as a villain with ties to the 90s television series. So, of course, Jeremy Irons is going to be working as the Watchers. Now, the Watchers are human mortals that in history's time, they have been observing these immortals clashing one another and fighting who gets the prize, especially learning of their history of who they are. Now, his character that he may be playing is a villain of the Watcher, saying that the immortals are a threat and they're dangerous, bro. So there's a lot of actors that are in this movie. You got Henry Cavill, Russell Crowe, Dave Bautista, Digimon. There's a lot of good actors in this movie, man. And I will say this, I do hope that this movie performs well, bro. I really do hope so. So I'm not going to talk much on this. I'm not going to read more of this article. But like I said, dude, right there, the title and everything and what's it about, it says it all right there. So you guys can watch the description below and everything. But like I said, dude, like I said before, with everything that is going on right now in Hollywood, bro, I do hope things turn around, bro. I do hope things turn around in Hollywood, bro. But for the sake of it, man, I doubt it's going to be a while before they do, bro. It's going to be a while. But I am still going to be watching some of these movies, and I will still be doing reviews on it and everything, so I hope it does well. Especially for video games, shows, you know, that need to get better and everything. So, and I do feel sorry for what happened to the guy that died in the roller coaster ride. I really do. It is a very sad moment indeed. But like I said, bro, before, this is what's going on right now in real life, man, in entertainment. So we just have to be careful, man. We just have to be vigilant. We just have to watch it. So thank you all for watching this video. And if those of you that haven't had the chance to watch it, I recommend you guys do so. And please, if you guys have watched it already, and if you guys haven't watched it, I would like you guys to please share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And I hope